Hey guys, happy Monday to you. Listen, if you haven't done your push-ups and your pulsing lunge challenge, why don't you go ahead and do that right now while I'm talking? You can surely listen to me and pulse and push up at the same time, right? So listen, it's Monday, and for me, this is the third week of my Confessions of a Trainer. I've only been shooting videos for about 2 weeks, but I started getting my crap together about a week before shooting that first video. I needed to do that so I could prove to myself that I could, to build up a little bit of momentum, and if possible to finally build enough pride in myself so that I could get in front of the camera and talk to y'all like I did when I first shared with y'all my story a couple of weeks ago. And since then I really haven't gotten into a lot of details, so I just want to give you an update of where I am. As I said 3 weeks ago, I made the decision to start this, and it was to keep me accountable, to more importantly have communication open with y'all. I wanted to introduce myself because I know so many of you don't know me. And with the accountability, I really wanted to overcome this recent destructive pattern that I found myself in. For the last 18 months, I don't know why it started happening, but we're all creatures of comfort, right? And we all go to food from time to time. We're chicks. Most of us are, right? Well, that's what we do. And you know, so during times of stress or sadness or breakups or whatever it might be, we find solace in a bag of Doritos, right? And that's fine once in a while, but somehow it really just started taking over my life. And while nothing was really wrong, I was under a tremendous amount of stress. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life these last 18 months or so, and instead of working through it, instead of making changes and different priorities, I went to carbs, pizza specifically. I'm a bread person, that's my thing. And for me, pizza ultimately signified the big revolt. You know, that became my go-to, and it triggered additional bad behaviors. So while I would be great all day, I would work my butt off and clean eating, I would deserve the pizza at the end of the night after a long day's working, and would have the pizza, feel guilty. The next morning I would wake up and go for a run or something, but ultimately I'd stop and I'd pick up something bad. I would get a donut, or I would get some chocolate or whatever, and then y'all know the story. Oh, well, I've already screwed up today, let's just keep piling it on and on and on, and then the next day and the next day and the next day. So that's been going on for on and off for 18 months, and forget what it's doing to my body, but my psyche, my heart. And so my goal 3 weeks ago was to stop that. And yes, I had specific goals under that, knowing that pizza is a trigger thing for me, that bad things happen. I promised myself that I would not go to my favorite pizza place, and I won't call it by name. But love you, Paul. Nor would I have it delivered. And that's a big thing for me. And I know it sounds silly. Y'all might think, oh, it's a one small change. This is huge for me. And I've stuck with it. It's been so hard. I cannot tell you how many times. In fact, if I'm honest, which I am, I called them one night and they said it was a 2-hour delivery. But Laura, because it's you, we'll see if we can work you in earlier. And I was mortified. And I said, nope, that's all right, I'm good. And so this past weekend I had some great friends in town, and we went into downtown Savannah, and we were having such a great time. And we had some beer, which, yes, that was kind of on my let's make sure we keep that at a minimum list. But I've only had a couple of beers over these last 3 weeks. And so it was a beautiful day in Savannah, and I said, hey, why don't we go to Vinnie Van Gogo's awesome pizza place? And honestly, I had never been there, so I was really excited to try it. And I was thinking about y'all, and I kept saying, how can I reconcile this with myself? But you know what? It was so different. I was going there to celebrate. I was in such a good place, and it just felt so good. I haven't felt that happy in a long time. And so anyway, we went over there, and we got 2 large pies. There were 7 of us, for the record, and sat in one of the beautiful parks, one of the squares in downtown Savannah, and had pizza, a picnic in the park. And it was fabulous. And I didn't feel guilty in the slightest, at all. And that's when I knew for the first time, like, I've got this. So I've succeeded because I've made these commitments to myself, these one small changes, to stay away from a particular trigger food and trigger location specifically. And I promised myself that I would work out 30 minutes a day, run, walk, and do 5 minutes of strength training. Okay, that was my goal, 5 days a week. And I've stuck to that. It hasn't been easy. There were times that I did it kicking and screaming, but I did it. And that momentum and that pride sustained me, and it made it harder and harder to give in to that pizza guy on my shoulder. I was able to fight through it, and a week goes by, then 2 weeks go by, and then this beautiful experience this weekend, and I realized, yes, I was so happy, and I was taking care of myself, and that's really what I want to share this with you about, because one thing that I've noticed is I haven't been taking care of myself for the last 18 months, and as you know, without self-care, without loving yourself, without believing in yourself, none of this stuff can happen, right? And I shared with you a few weeks ago, we need to work out because we love our bodies, not because we hate them. And I think that's a really important message for us all to remember. So I can see such a huge difference in me. I wish I could see it more physically, but that is so secondary to how I feel in my heart and in my head. So I just wanted to share that with you. There's a big difference between setbacks and failures. And if you want to consider my pizza slip up this weekend a setback, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But you know what? I didn't fail. And if anything, it's made me more excited because I had pizza and the world didn't end. And I know that sounds so stupid, but look at me, I'm here and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm making a video about how I conquered pizza. So that's it. I hope you're having a great week, and we'll see you later. How many push-ups did you do? Tell me. Cheers, y'all.